The wind is dying down, the temps are dropping, and there may be frost near the Cameron Peak fire overnight. That is such good news for firefighters battling what has become the largest wildfire in Colorado history.
The Cameron Peak Fire was a wildfire that started near Chambers Lake, Colorado, 25 miles east of Walden and 15 miles southwest of Red Feather Lakes near Cameron Pass on August 13, 2020, and was declared 100% contained on December 2, 2020. The fire burnt 208,663 acres. That day, gusts up to 76 miles per hour blew the fire directly east across 30,000 acres towards Fort Collins. With its second major run, the Cameron Peak Fire became the largest wildfire in Colorado history at 164,140 acres and burned for nearly 4 months.
How did the Cameron Peak fires affect you?
It was pretty horrible because I thought my I thought my house was gonna burn down. So because the fire was less than a mile away, so we were looking at houses in Fort Collins, and I almost transferred to Cherry Creek.
I started packing up my stuff to evacuate. That kind of affected me in an emotional way because I didn't want to lose all my stuff.
I was sad.
As being a police officer, we had to work like 12 to 16-hour days doing stuff, guarding posts and evacuating people. So it was long days for sure.
Do you think the government reacted appropriately to the fires?
Yeah, I feel like we need more resources.
What were the major environmental effects of the Cameron Peak fires?
Obviously, the deforestation that occurred in all the places where the fire moved through, which obviously is negative for loss of habitat. Also because those areas were so dense, I'm sure that the intensity of the fire in a lot of places wasn't kind of the natural. You get these fires that are so intense that the cover of the ground, like some of the silica and sand in the ground, can actually like turn into glass. And then it makes the soil really impermeable. And then it's really hard for that ecosystem to recover. It's a really slow process. And it's really bad for erosion and runoff because the water from rainstorms hits it and just like goes straight into the river. What it does carry through into the river is all the ash. So that can cause damage to those aquatic ecosystems down the road as well. So I guess really just the forest effects would be the biggest ecological harm.
Where were you at the time of the Cameron Peak fires?
The first day we got called down, I was at Chambers Lake overnight for that one when it blew up. And then I spent like 10 days in Glen Haven throughout the time. And then, of course, when we all got evacuated, I was up here.
We believe that one of the ways wildfires can be prevented is by broadcast burning. Broadcast burning is when dead wood and vegetation on the forest floor are ignited by a trained professional. These low-intensity, controlled fires remove the excess fuels that would enable wildfires to burn hotter and longer. Eliminating fuels on the surface also makes it harder for wildfires to climb up into the forest canopy, resulting in a slower-moving, less intense fire on the forest floor. Broadcast burning not only makes the landscape more resilient to wildfire, but also reduces the risk of harmful effects on the ecosystem.
As to what the government did to stop the fires, areas that had been treated by federal, state, and private land managers served as a buffer to dampen the intensity of the fire and slow its spread. Those past treatments involved removing excess wood, also known as fuel, from the forest floors. By removing excess fuel and overgrowth, a wildfire's potential for extreme and dangerous activity is diminished.
Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe.